you will overcome. The only way you can fail is if you quit. Never quit. Keep pushing. You will get there in the end. Failure doesn't exist in the mind of champions. All it does is push them to a higher level. Are you a champion?
From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to the third edition of this very hot topic. Very, very hot topic. Shan actually requested that the queen herself, the Miss Corporate America, the Miss Marrero, talking with a twang when she around her friends with a glass of wine. Shawana Brown, the lovely Shawana Brown. The better half of Michael Brown, the very better half. So we're going to get Shannon in here, then we'll introduce Shawana and Michael Brown again. What's going on? What's going on?
Not much. Happy hump day. So tonight is the night.
Tonight is the night. I'm excited because these are my two favorite people. Michael and I have been extremely close a lot of years, a ton of years. And I was actually the best man, one of the best men. Well, the best man, wink, wink, at their wedding over 22, 23 years ago.
Wow.
So, okay. And actually, that's where Romello met Morgan, and it was a full circle thing. And yeah, it was pretty nice. But yeah, they're a wonderful couple. I love her more than I love that nigga. So,
wow, that's how we rolling on here.
That's how we going in. That's how we going at it. How to be soft with you. The Corporate Woman Edition. And actually, this is Shaker Brown, me using target words, and you didn't like the word I used, so I actually used that word on several women, corporate women that I know, including more.
Which word?
Subservient.
Okay.
So I went out and said, well, she didn't like that word. Let's see if other corporate women is going to respond the same way. Mm-hmm. Well, they did. So I got cussed out in very nice ways at some of them. And actually, it's surprising when I contacted Morgan, and we talked at length about this whole topic and whatnot. And I used the same thing I did with you. First thing she said, "Bud, why are you trying to target me? Why are you trying to using trigger words on me?" I said, "What are you talking about? I just asked you a question." So she said, "Do you want me to give you the subservient answer? Or do you want me to give you the Teresa now or then?" I said, "No, I call her names. But anyway, I said, no, I want the Morgan that I was married to, the one I knew, the one that was actually submissive to me. Give me those type of answers." So I'm going to share with everybody what she had to say about it, similar to what you were talking about, along with other corporate women that I know. It's about 7 of them, and they got some spicy ones that had some things to say in a nice way. So let's bring Shawana. Shawana had the questions. I sent them to her late last night, and in Shavon fashion, she hasn't sent them back. So I know she's gonna come on and show out. She's gonna show out. I'm more than sure she is. Let's bring in. Let me introduce you to Shawana.
Hey everybody.
Hey.
Hey there.
Okay, wait a minute. Do you know that you two look alike?
Everybody says that.
Michael, first of all, she don't look nothing like you, Mike.
I don't know the glasses.
Mike, you've been ugly all your life. Don't do that, Mike. Don't do that to her. She's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
I mean, stop it.
She looks good. Listen.
She does. She's very beautiful. Thank you for coming on tonight. You know, it's only fair that if he's pulling from his perspective is being pulled from his experience, right? And so he's sharing his experience. So, and it's only one-sided. So it was only fair, in my opinion, that you come on and we hear the other side.
Yeah.
We weren't going to do that.
Yeah, I thought I heard my name a couple of times, or at least he was referring to me.
I said her name, but I'm always try to be real fair.
I figured it's good. I'm glad y'all gave me the opportunity to speak for myself. But Trent did send me the list of questions, and I thought I was gonna answer them.
Why? You using my government name? This was you.
Oh, you Romello?
No, you said Trini.
Oh.
So you go.
I mean, I don't think he knows who he is, but okay.
I know. He
forgets.
Okay, so
no, it's all good.
I was gonna answer them real time.
I already knew when I didn't get them. I already knew. I was like, Mike said, she didn't send them. I said, no, she didn't. I said, but I already know what she's doing.
Yeah, and I went through them. And I formulated my answers.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through Shawana's. We're gonna go through Morgan's. We're gonna go through. Actually, Mary took it as well. I'm not surprised at either of the answers from neither one of those young ladies. I know them very well. And Kimberly out in Houston, got Carla out in KC. Her answers, she was very spicy with it. Let's just say that. And then there's Ingrid out in Georgia. Actually, Frank, she's a newlywed now. Frank's wife, she had some very good answers as well.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Actually, you know which one's gonna surprise y'all? Morgan's gonna surprise. Teresa's gonna surprise y'all with her answers because she never displayed that side of her to her friends.
What side?
She was very submissive in the relationship, but with her friends, she didn't see that. She didn't show that side of her.
So before we start, I want to walk. We've got some folks that have already logged on and tuned in with us. So good evening, Mark. Hi, Wendy. Thank you guys for tuning in. Martine, welcome back. Sister, we haven't seen you in a minute. Glad you tuned in tonight. And then we have a new face or a new name tonight, Frank Bradwell. Is that one of you?
Oh, that's Frankie. That's Frankie.
What's up, Frank?
Frankie.
What up, Frank? What up, Frank?
All righty.
Hello, Frankie. Congratulations.
Okay.
Oh, was that the wedding you just went to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Frankie. Hey,
Did you get to catch the boutonniere?
Do what now? You know, with my condition, I couldn't get up and do anything.
Yeah, I saw that video you posted today. You walking just fine without that cane.
What'd you say?
I saw you walking. Wait, say it again.
Lame Lamont.
No, it's just a joke. It's just a joke.
That's from
Fred Sanford when
I couldn't
Lamont,
with my condition, I couldn't get up and dance a jig and all that good stuff,
Oh, your date must have been disappointed then.
Anyway, let's get to these questions. Knock it off. Let's get to these questions. We'll start off with Shawana, but we'll bring everybody up to speed. And I'll be actually introducing these questions, and then we'll talk about them. And I'm going to break down each and every individual that I interviewed, and all of them are from corporate America, like yourself, Shannon. I'm actually, hopefully you'll answer, because you didn't actually answer them, because Shannon and I had a little spat offline.
You didn't send them to me.
What'd you say?
First of all, you didn't send them to me.
No, after you said what you said.
Yeah.
We always getting into it in the background and whatnot.
Huh?
What did you say?
What did I say? Oh,
I'm always saying something crazy.
Okay.
Always saying something crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, welcome. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
What up, Slash? What up, Slash?
That's not your friend. That's
we have a lot to unpack, and we appreciate Shawana actually getting here, rushing back to make sure she came, and I know she did it for me and not her husband. Wink, wink.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Okay. All right. The first question was one second. Let me get to him. One quick second. Do you find it difficult to transform into a subservient wife mode from your leadership role daily? Again, do you find it difficult to transform into a subservient wife from your leadership role daily. Now, Shawana, you have a very leadership role. You've been having a leadership role for a ton of years. So how do you actually transform into Shawana? Honey, let me grab your slippers. Honey, let me fix your dinner. Honey, let me do this. And Mike, stop.
Here's what. I don't grab Mike's slippers.
I don't have slippers.
So, but I make sure he has something to eat.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, you're from New Orleans, so you definitely go cook something up.
Yeah. So, even if I don't cook, I make sure he has something. But
yeah, she's gotten
what I started with, though, Trent, was the definition of subservient.
Go ahead.
And it starts with what it says is to obey unquestionably, like no questions asked.
Right.
All right. I have an issue not asking questions. So
she's gonna ask questions.
I have some issues with being, and when I say issues with being subservient, issues with turning off corporate America in some ways because I want to make sure that plan A, B, and C is there and being addressed.
Right.
There are times when my husband's plan B is really me. So our plan A is me. So if it's gonna be me, then we got a partner in this, and you can't expect me to be so subservient where your backup plan is already me. So if your backup plan is me, then let's partner and figure out how we're going to resolve.
What do you mean backup plan is?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Can you elaborate on that?
So many times when we get into a scenario where we have to figure something out, even if it's financial or any, I would just say financial. Mike's plan is, well, my wife is gonna catch the slack.
Oh, right? I got you.
So you mean kind of to make it happen?
Yes.
Okay, got you. Okay.
If I'm gonna make it happen, close the deal, seal the deal, then why not make me a part of the decision in going into it?
I get that. So, that's fair enough. That's fair.
So to me, I see it as a partnership. It should be more of a partnership where I'm not gonna go on. The definition says no questions asked.
Well, right. That's different from.
You know what? You know what? I love.
Hold on, Mike was saying something.
And that's different from our situation because a decision is never made where I have to what is the word?
Totalitarian.
Totalitarian way of looking at things. I'll never make a decision and it's just me. I made the decision. That's how it's gonna go. That's not how I function. That doesn't work.
Well, remember you tried.
I never tried that.
Yeah, you did. You tried it.
I never tried that.
I
was talking shit.
One thing that stuck out.
I was just talking shit.
Okay.
But and at that point we was married. How long? What?
7 years.
No,
that was a 7-year itch.
Wait, we first moved here.
Yeah.
Even in that 7 years, I have never just done something and you just catch it up and fix it. Never did that.
One thing that stuck out to me because I look at every podcast after we do it. Shannon knows that I immediately go right after the show, eat and watch it and study and take notes. So one thing he said that took me back, and I remember the very moment he called me when you said what you said to him, right? About this whole not up for discussion, not up for debate thing. You just cut him clean off. I remember the call. I remember the call when he called me. He said, "Man, you know what she said?"
Oh yeah,
I said the non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. And you just cut him off. Like,
he didn't like that word.
I said I don't.
He was hot.
But that's not.
He thought that was too corporate. He said it was too corporate for him.
I said non-negotiable. No, nigga. No, we ain't doing the non-negotiable.
So he didn't like that.
I remember the moment that when I looked at the tape, looked back at the tape, I said, "Damn, I remember that," because he called the same night. He said, "Man, I mean, he was hot. He was super hot." But I thought it was funny because Teresa, it's funny how y'all tied up and mentally. Corporate women are tied up like that mentally. It's hard for y'all to actually give away and release those chains. Pretty much. That's when I say chains, I mean release yourself from that. Like you're in that mode, and you thinking you come home, you thinking that everybody's still they still up under you.
They think
here's the thing, Trent.
They think it's gonna work at home.
But here's the no. Here's the thing. What I say to men is you can't have your cake and eat it too. Either you're gonna totally take the role or not.
I get it, and every hold on a second, Mike.
About that,
right? Every interview that I did, and honestly, and I'm gonna go there at this point now. I'm gonna break it down. Every interview that I've done with those women, they say the same thing she said, which is not, it's fair. It's really fair for them to say that. Yeah, and the reason why I'm saying that,
come with it all.
Right. The reason why I'm saying that.
Wait, but if I came with it all, she would step back and she would step out the house and be gone. That's the thing.
What? What do you mean?
Because if we was back in the 50s, the 60s, that's when that was done. It wouldn't be widely accepted. Still would not be widely accepted.
Yeah, Shannon, what were you going to say something? Shannon,
I was about to say, sometimes I think I'm a little different because I didn't have a problem turning it off when I got home. I wanted to turn it off when I got home. I was always very cognizant or intentional about making sure that when I came home from work, so to speak, that I could, as far as being the person to, when I came home early enough, I'll say, to be able to cook dinner, tend to the kids, all that other stuff. That wasn't an issue for me. I wanted to do that. However, the question I have, and I brought it up last week, is with the whole thing around softness, is that the man, in my opinion, men are responsible for creating that environment. And I totally agree with her. If you can't just piecemeal it, you can't just take the pieces that you want to be the man on and then expect that I'm going to do this or pick that up. If you want to make the decisions, then you have to put the plan in place to be able to make that decision. Now, I totally agree. And I think we had a podcast a while back.
And that's nicely said. Like, again,
let me intervene for a second. Mike, let me intervene for one quick second before I lose this thought, because, with this condition, I kind of forget that.
Oh, my God. You in this condition.
No, I want to clear this up real quick.
Right? Lame Lamont.
Wait a second. Shannon and I are in business with this podcast, right?
Right.
I brought her. I say, listen, let me bring you in and let me sling these cookies for you real quick. So I did. Sales started coming in. I was right. But here's what the problem I take with Shannon. Now we're in business together, right? But if I let's just say I make a decision on the topic. You know me, Mike. You know me. You've known me for a number of years. I make a decision to move on and just go. There's nothing to talk about. So my whole point, she'll call me knowing, and my trigger is, she'll call me, Trent, I didn't authorize that picture.
I didn't. Yeah. Okay.
I'm looking at the phone like, who you talking to? First of all,
you.
Say again.
You is who I'm talking to.
And no, Mike said something. But anyway, so then on the topic, this very hot topic that has gone and brought my friends in and got everybody, including my ex-wife, to participate in this. She was saying, I don't want to do it. I don't think it's hot enough. I don't think it's going to go over right with the viewers. I'm in my Kanye mode. Give me my flowers right now. My whole point is that whole corporate thing was bleeding over, and we're just in business together.
But I wasn't coming home to be subservient to you or submissive to you. If we in business together, that's corporate.
First of all, there's only one head at the table on the conversation. I am the conversation. But my whole point is.
Okay.
But go ahead, Mike. You were saying something like that.
Let me give me some more.
Hold on, please. Okay.
Go get it. Well, I mean,
yes. Okay.
No, I'm just joking. Go ahead. But my whole point, no, you said that you can turn it on and off, Shannon. I don't believe that. I don't think you can.
I'm not, but you just said it in business. When I deal with people when I'm in business, that's how I am. So no.
There's only one alpha male up here.
Thank you,
There's only one alpha male in this room. Go ahead, Michael.
Okay, so Shan, so there is a business side, and then there is the relationship side.
Right.
So I think you're saying that Trent wants to smear the lines. Smear the lines.
No, we're not saying that. We're not saying that at all.
Where he was expecting you to be a certain way, even in business, and you're saying, no, this is business. We got to do it this way. Is that what was happening? Is that what it breaks down?
Yes. So, prime example, we had something, we were discussing a topic the other week, right? Or we were discussing topics to do, period. And so we had this nice long conversation, all this. And the next thing I know, when he's posting it, it's nothing that we talked about. So it's like,
I changed my mind.
But see, don't do that. Don't waste my time. And then say we're in business and we're doing this, that, and the other, and then you just gonna make all the decisions, because that's not gonna fly with me. I'm gonna question that.
I changed my mind.
Well, guess what? I changed my mind too. Sometimes I'll be his. Maybe I'll change my mind and I won't. So, as Bobby Brown says, is my prerogative. We need to get to some of these comments real quick before we take a break.
Go ahead, so we can get on.
So, of course, Mark, where he said this is like the newlywed game, #rabbit. Facebook user, can you tell us your name, please? We don't know who you are, and I hate to have to, acknowledge you as food.
Hey, Mark, what's up?
So Mark, of course, says, buy all the ingredients and bake the cake. So if a man pays all the bills, then a woman would be subservient, because that's what I'm hearing.
And that's not what's going to happen.
It's not about paying all of the bills.
No, it's not.
That's what it's about.
It's not about paying all of the bills.
And so
Mike, give Shawana time. Give time to respond to him.
Yeah, I don't think it's really about paying all of the bills, because if we could have a dual income household, in which we do.
She just
I want him to be, I would like for him to be the breadwinner, and I know that my backup is such that this, my husband is going to handle it. So it's just not just about money; it's about power as well.
What do you?
I'm glad you. Hey, Shawana. Do you know
he has the power to make things happen? So if we have, let's just say this. I throw out a number. I made $50,000. My husband made $150,000, right? And he can move and shake, right? Mm-hmm. I just put my little $50,000 there. If a problem arises and something happens, it's not just because. No, I have my little $50,000, right? So I'm contributing to the household, but my husband knows how to make things happen. He knows how to get the job done, and I can sit back. I don't have to worry about anything. He's gonna do it, and that's what a woman. That's what I would love.
And honestly, after vetting all these women that I spoke with. The same, every woman is asking for the same thing,
which is
honestly, actually having a man that actually. Let's get down to the questions and the answers. What they said.
Hey, Trent, hold on. Welcome, Carla. Thank you. We've got a new viewer.
Hey, Carla, what's going on, Carla? Actually, Carla's one of the young ladies.
Donna agrees. She said it's definitely not about paying all the bills, and that is absolutely true. I think we need to take a break real quick before, because I think we're at 7:25 after the hour. So let's take a quick break, and then we'll go back through your list. I think we're probably going to go over tonight, because I don't think
probably so. It's all good.
Go ahead, sir.
We'll be back, folks.
Thanks for tuning in to Conversations with Trent. We will be right back with more conversation after these commercial breaks.
Check out the creative work of the author Trent Williams of www.taylorkennedymedia.com. Chapter of the Delta gives us a peek at his life-changing events. And if that's not enough, Trent tells you more about his brothers and his life through memoirs in his book, The Four Horsemen. His blogs and daily stimulating quotes are published in his book, life's little addiction. And when you have a need of some human coaching of life and relationships, take a look at Conversations with Trent, Volume 1 and 2, and Conversations with Trent, Limited Edition. You will find his works available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all online book retailers.
Welcome back to Conversations with Trent. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're online and want to be a part of tonight's topic, you can do that by dialing 347-324-5327. Press the number 1 to get into the queue so that your voice can be added to tonight's conversation. Now, let's get back to the show.
All right, folks, we're back. Good stuff there. We're actually proud sponsorship from Tab's Edible Creations for wonderful cookies and those wonderful infused cakes from Shan herself. Appreciate the sponsorship along with the partnership with Taylor Kennedy Media. That's tabsediblecreations.com. All your cookie needs and your infused cakes, all that good stuff. Shan dropped off for a minute. She'll be right back, though. Good stuff, though. Good stuff, man. Real good stuff.
She dropped off for a minute. Why she ain't back? Where she went?
Oh, she back. She just...
Sorry, I accidentally hit the wrong button.
Oh, okay. I'll let you slide.
So let's get back down. Let's get back down to the get down and get to some of these questions and answers and what have you. But and then we'll go. So Shawana went. She answered the difficult one, and actually Kimberly and Teresa and every single woman had a problem with the word subservient. And I use words, and the only woman that knew what I was doing was Teresa, of course, because I was married to her for 10 years, so she knew I was poking. 10 years, yeah.
Okay, let's go back. See on paper. Let's talk about being together.
We're not about to do that. No,
but I'm just saying.
But we're not about to do that.
I'm not saying we're going
into
that.
Yeah, but she knew I was poking the bear with. She knew I was poking the bear with the actual with the word.
So what? Wait a minute. Martine says she doesn't have a problem with listening to her man and trusting without many questions, especially if we have order in our home and our union, as long as we're both at ease, not battling each other. Yes. So the question, one of the things that I was thinking that I was going to ask you, Shawana, when you talked about the subservient thing, because I'm not about not asking questions. But however, but do you feel that there an invite that you trust him enough to handle stuff?
That's a good question.
That's a very, very good question.
I do.
But
there's no but. I do.
But
however,
is but.
It's not no but negates everything that comes before it.
I
however,
so.
is in addition.
Oh, okay. All right.
However.
Yeah, she didn't know what word to use. But.
No, I wasn't going to use but.
Okay.
Because I trust him. There are certain ways that Mike will get to the finish line that may disregard some things or may not consider certain things that if we talk through it.
There would be some things that I would just go and do without considering how Shimon would feel about it.
No, not necessarily. Like when Mike does, certain times he'll do things, and in my opinion,
and I just go for it.
Right, it's not fully
assessed.
She
think it's not fully.
It's
assessed.
not effectively assessed.
In her mind, it's not fully.
Okay, so I will tell you this. When I was married and I went through things because I know how I am. I can be very strong-willed about certain things. Most
alpha females are. Most sisters
are. What is it? Okay, I'll come back to you in a second, Mr. Epic, because I'm not sure what you just said. But okay, I got you. But what I had to learn when I was married, and we went through a lot of mentoring and different things of that nature, marriage-wise and relationship-wise, was that I had to allow him the opportunity to fail, to make a decision, and even if it didn't work or whatnot, be able to fail. So
we're not gonna do that.
Hold on, but I mean that's what I had to do, because one of the things I noticed about myself, and I'm gonna be honest, now I have to think about it in the professional sense, because it's one of those things that I had to work on even professionally, was relinquish control and trust the people that I hired to do the job that they're hired to do. Right? I had to be able to learn. I had to learn to be able to trust my husband and be okay if the results weren't exactly what I thought or what I wanted to be. If he's supposed to be paying the bills, not saying that he's making all the money paying the bills, but saying that he's the person responsible for going on there and making sure that the bills get paid. And he doesn't pay the light bill. Hold on a second, Mike. He doesn't pay the light bill and the lights get cut out. Well, then guess what? I'm gonna let him. I did that. I let the power get cut off. I knew it was due, but I figured once he saw that the power was off, he'd be like, ding, 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 and he did. It never happened again. He made it a priority to understand when the due dates were. So I had to get to a point, as much as it irritated me on the inside, where I had to be okay with allowing him to make decisions or do actions, whether or not they failed or not, and be okay with it, as long as he learned the lesson from it and we move forward from there. Not being that person that's always, okay, well, you got to go do this, you got to go do that, you got to do that. That stressed, I'm going to be honest, that part of it stressed me out, because what I wanted when I came home was I wanted to be able to relinquish that control. But part of being able to relinquish that control came with being able to trust.
All right, great. With that being said, let's get to some of these questions that these young ladies took their time and they sat with me for hours. And let's get to these answers so that they'll know that all these answers and stuff was actually shared with the viewers. So one thing I learned with this entire experience with dealing with these corporate women and speaking with them and talking with them, you guys are some narcissists, man.
Wait, we what?
You guys are really some narcissists.
No, sir.
So let me finish. Let's go to Ingrid. Ingrid says, now her answer for the difficult one, transforming to subservient wives. Ingrid says, no, my role as a wife is more important than a professional leadership role. My role as a wife is a covenant. My role as a leader is transactional.
Mm-hmm.
As Ingrid acts as Frank's wife.
You know one thing that I was thinking about earlier is that in order for the body to work, there has to be a head, and there has to be a backbone.
Oh, we're gonna dig into that later on, Mike. We're gonna get into that because actually they followed us down this rabbit hole, and we got the carrot at the end of it. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. We're also gonna get to one of the corporate young ladies talked about Sarah, talking about God told Sarah to listen to
God
his
told
wife.
Abraham. God told Abraham.
Exactly. God told Abraham to listen to his wife. So we're gonna get to that. We definitely gonna get to it. And for that same question, we'll get to Teresa's response as well. 1 second.
Okay.
All right. She says, as far as for the difficult question, she says she's not a subservient wife. She said, not her now husband. We make decisions as partners, like a gender neutral couple, something like that.
That sounds like something she was saying.
Exactly.
That's silly.
Exactly. So let's get to Kimberly real quick. 1 quick second. Make sure I get to everybody, man. So Kimberly says, it would be very difficult for me to give up control / power to anybody. But if I trust him thoroughly and felt he had his family's best interest at heart, I would be willing to allow his leadership. I don't like that word, Kimberly, when you say allow.
And I don't like that word.
I don't like that word.
Let me tell you something. If you feel like you got to allow it, why are you even with him? That should be a no-brainer when you said I do to begin with, right? And the mere fact that you marry him, you have kids with him, and you still don't trust his decision making, that's a red flag.
She was speaking from whatever. She wasn't saying, but that's how she thinks. That's how she
thinks. But I'm trying to get to the root cause of what it really is. If you really trust it, if you don't really trust him to make the decisions, then why are you even with him?
Well, I think
let's get the. I want to get one more in. I want to get one more in, Mary.
Yeah, because we need to get to the comments.
Yeah, we'll get to them. But these are important as well. So let's get to these. So it's difficult for Mary. Mary says, I don't find it difficult, but I prefer to use the term submissive. That was her way of cursing me out. Yeah. Versus subservient. My choice to submit to my husband, who has also submitted to God, is my honor as his wife. Using the word subservient, which is a definition, means I am only useful in an inferior capacity. Downplays the role I play as a wife. I'm not inferior to the relationship by no means or stretch of the imagination, but I was created by God to be protected and covered as the weaker vessel. I like that answer.
I don't like someone. I mean, the only part I disagree with is we're not a weaker vessel. I don't think we should have the mindset that we're a weaker
Technically,
vessel.
you guys are the weaker vessel.
No, we're not.
That's what.
You know why?
Michael,
to a certain point.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Because there are several. Hold on, Mike. Hold on. Mike, hold on a second. There are several weak men out there. So we are not the weaker vessel.
I think what happens is people playing too much on the words and what. Let's throw out the definition of the words. Understand what's really being said here. When you say the weaker vessel, the reason why it says a weaker vessel is, and like we talked the first night, right? When you talk about emotions always lose. They never win. And as a matter of fact, if you're acting out of emotion, you're acting out of the flesh. You're not acting from a mental capacity where you can be able to.
Meaning you're not acting from a logical state.
You're not. And
right.
So the definition, when we talk biblical, we talk biblical, and it says, if you're acting in the flesh, which is to be emotional, it doesn't please the Most High. And this is why a brother that's emotional, he always ends up in a shit show when he's emotional. Because it should. That's what it means that a woman is weaker, because she can't help but act to an emotional part.
We'll get back to that in a second. Let's get through some of these comments because these folks are in here tonight. Shannon,
you can go ahead and read them.
Carla Houston out of KC.
I just said the same thing. I agree.
She says sometimes we get caught up in terms, but not actions. Okay.
Yes, I agree.
You go to her comment above that.
Uh-oh.
She also says that Trent, are you a popular?
Oh, she
Carla, knock that. Stop it. Stop it, Carla. Hey. Okay, whatever, Carla. We'll go to the next one.
Next.
Shannon, can you read some of these? I can't really see it.
Martine said, I just don't like to fuss. Also constantly correcting or complaining to your man about what and how he does things. That doesn't help with growth. That is very true.
That's right.
Mark says it sounds like micromanagement. It is.
That was on the tip of my tongue.
That's exactly what it is.
Welcome, Gentle Giant. Thanks for tuning in.
What up, pal? What up, pal?
And Mark also said something about coming home and being questioned about his leadership and how he moves within the home. Oh, he says, so even if a man is the breadwinner and the head of the house, women still may not be subservient. Now it's about power. Seems like moving the good old goalpost. So does he have to put in 60 plus hours? And where's the rest of it, Mark? And come home and be questioned about his leadership and how he moves within their home. No.
Yeah. He has to know how to make things happen. Period.
Even if he made things happen, it would be questions and
Mike, let me shut you down for real quick. This is Shawana's moment, man. You had your moment last week. Let us speak. Let us say what you got to say.
Well, yeah. Did I cut you off? Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, you did. Hey, this is her moment, man. No, Wanda, go ahead.
Yeah, because I think the caller was.
The commenter,
the guy
viewer,
Mark had said, so it's about power. So not taking that word and running with it. I think it's really about having the ability to make things happen and not have your spouse or your wife have to worry about whether it's really going to happen. Now, what Shannon said that I personally can't necessarily get with is just to let things fall. That is my personal hang up. I just can't let it fall if I know it's gonna fall.
And that's
right. Mike, let her finish. Mike, let her finish.
It's across the board. Like you said, you let the people on your team fail.
No. It's not work, but at home. Now, I'm not talking about major stuff, but if I just use the light bill as an example, electric or something like that.
Nothing. Can you say nothing?
If I can't, let me intervene for a second. Let me intervene for a second. This is exactly why I left the group, Mike. You wouldn't shut up.
The group ended. What are you talking about? You didn't. I was the first one out. What are you talking about?
Let's go. Because I want Shawana to get.
Yeah, but we just. Look.
I just want to be in a I enjoy what I have, okay? But 22 years, we have figured it out, right? I know that I could step back a little more, but I would also like my husband to step up a little more.
Exactly.
Right?
There you go.
And so
what does that look like though? Him stepping up. What does that look like? Him stepping up and you stepping back?
That looks like more financial support for me. It does. And it also looks like more vetted out. For instance, Michael can have the people are coming knock on the door that we got to get some gutter covers, right? We haven't assessed how much it's going to cost, where the cost is going to come from. We haven't discussed it. We haven't said anything.
That's true. And there's a reason for that.
But then we haven't discussed where it's going to come from. But once the lady sits here at the table and gives us a number, right? Now you're looking at me to say, okay, how much you going to give?
And this is the thing.
But I didn't even know the woman was coming. So the subservient.
So Michael has a lack of communication skills.
No, it's not a lack of communication. Stuff is done on purpose. Because if I say this is coming up, it would be nothing. She's the way my wife operates, spur of the moment, bam, right in your face. What you gonna do? That's what she functions. She can't function to prepare and build up to it. She doesn't do that with. And so if I would have said, we got somebody coming 2 weeks from now to do this, it wouldn't have been right. When she's
on that note, let's
hold up. The problem is that plan B and that plan C, D, F, G gets into play, and I don't want the plan B, C, D. Let's handle it right now while we can when there's nothing going on. Let's do it. Once we are faced with a decision, then we can function. But if we got to prepare, it never happens.
With that said, let's get to the alpha female. Let's get to the alpha female question.
Okay, so he said the alpha female. When you say alpha
but
female,
Michael.
what?
Chill out for a second.
Carla, I see your comment. We'll get to your question in just a moment. Go ahead, Trent.
Okay, being an ultimate alpha female, how easy is it to transfer your power of decision making to your partner without interfering, no matter the outcome, whether it be good or bad? So Mary says, honestly, this has more to do with the person I am transferring the power to versus the ability to let go of the power.
Yeah.
I have a great husband and he values my input when making decisions for us. He exercises wisdom. Sometimes he will prefer to me because he will defer to me because I may have a greater insight. That's a good answer.
I feel the same way.
However, there are times when he will ask for my input and he will seriously weigh my input to make the decision. Can things go wrong? Sure. But if it does, my job is to support him and work together with him to get us back on track.
Yeah.
That's a great answer, Mary.
That's a good answer. Mary, that's a good answer. She's watching. Very good answer. I think that even in our situation, it works that way. I just think that when you deal with alpha females, they have a tendency to think, well, I've been in this longer, I know. So what happens is and she don't do it as much, when we first got together, it could be any topic. I'm always reading stuff online, reading articles about different topics. So if I say something, I've already looked at with the causes and root causes and everything, right? So now that we're talking about it, she don't never just take my word for it. She pulls out her phone.
And in the woman's defense, alpha female defense, I'll have to say that, and I think Shannon, we spoke about this on previous podcasts. Mm-hmm. A man's gonna set the tone. I don't care how alpha female she is or to the 10 power, whatever. A man is always gonna be a man. Period. He sets the tone.
He's gonna set the tone.
He sets the tone, and she will follow. But in their defense, that man has to have the sack to do it and be, hey, listen, chill out, sit down. I got it. He has to have the sack.
Oh, okay, the balls.
Okay. Yeah, to actually do that. So
I didn't know either, Mike. I was like, okay.
And in their defense, a man has to communicate that. He has to be intentional about that. And if he say he's gonna do it, make sure he do it and plan it down, 10 toes down. So in their defense,
I do agree. And it is a partnership. But like I said, the last thing we have got to understand, there is, whether we like it or not, there is, I think instinctively in a lot of women, there is this thing that they know that there is, they have to give accountability to somebody. And that's their men, their husbands, or whoever they put over them. I just think that to that conversation we was having earlier about the Sarah thing and how God told Abraham to listen to Sarah. The only reason why he told Abraham to listen to Sarah is because Sarah had a point to prove, is that she messed up from the beginning.
Well, babe, you just throwing in something.
No. What I'm saying is,
all the viewers don't know what you're talking about.
They don't know. They don't know the conversation we had.
Because we mentioned that before on just not like maybe 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You didn't get the full story though.
Okay, so it was about one of the callers who mentioned how let's not get the man to thinking that he up here, he's way above his wife, when God told him to Abraham to listen to his wife. So it is a partner thing, but think that the only reason why that situation with Sarah went sour to begin with is because she didn't trust God and she didn't trust her husband. She jumped.
I get that. I get that. Let's get to the word power. Because the words I use actually triggered this entire conversation. Let's get to the word power. I truly believe that in a relationship there should not be a tug of war. It shouldn't be a tug of war. It should be a understanding, and we only get to the understanding when we bring our personal chisels to the table. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's break it down real quick. As far as Romelo's situation with Morgan, right? Morgan and Romelo, he had full control of the relationship from the start, from the onstart. Financially, everything. All of her checks were housed. Didn't have to worry about the bills or anything. I am Romelo, where I made the wrong decision, where I failed that marriage, I did not tell her no. Meaning, what do you mean by that, Trent? I didn't tell her no, we're not going to move. We're going to stick with our plan, the plan that we put in place together as a team. My hands are dirty from disrupting that marriage. And it goes back to the man. The man has to, if you're going to stand 10 toes down, I'm actually agreeing with Shawan and I'm agreeing with Shannon. You have to stay in that role. I relinquished my power. I gave it up by saying, okay, let's just go and move. I knew it was the wrong thing to do. So that was on me. Hold on a second, Michael. Wait a minute. And that's what I'm saying as far as with the woman. I don't see it's not far-fetched what they're talking about, man.
I don't see it either.
You have to listen. Wait, let me finish. You have to stand in that role and you hold that role down. I gave up that role.
Yeah. And
once I allowed her to make that decision, that was a wrap.
It's 2, 3, that's the third time.
Once I did that, it was a wrap.
That's the fourth time.
It was a wrap. So if I would have stayed on the plan, on target, Shawana just said earlier, segments ago, the plan has to be in place. She feels comfortable enough. I've actually talked to all these women, man. The same thing. If he's consistent, yes. This is where I'm going with this. The men have to take responsibility. That's what this is all. This entire series has been about. Man taking responsibility.
And you said that 5 times just sitting there just now. So I agree. I totally agree. And I'm just piggybacking off of what you're saying. And what it is that sometimes when you dealing, the scripture says that a man who findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtains favor from the Most High, right? So sometimes a blessing will come just by you having a wife or having a woman that you claiming as your partner. You'll gain favor just from that. And with that being said, I think that when it comes down to making a decision, sometimes the Most High drop a nugget in your spirit. He'll give you as the leader. He'll give you the vision first. Her job is
you got to follow through, though. But the man has to follow. It's his job to follow through.
Sometimes you get the Most High drops something in your spirit, bro. You don't know what's going on, but you got to run with that. Her job as a helpmate is to say, okay, he's got this plan. How can we make this sure this happens?
Let's get to this vulnerable question. Let's get to this vulnerable question.
Okay, we have several comments that have come through.
Let's go for it.
Okay, so I wanted to go back. Carla had a question earlier that says, so are men overbearing even when we submit? So Carla, can you elaborate on that, what you mean by overbearing? And she also said God wanted us to cleave to our partners. I agree with that.
I agree too.
Mark says he did let us know he's singular tonight with 3 angels on the J. So thank you for that. And he said, and this is in regards to being able to trust and let when I talked about trusting and letting him fail.
Good.
He said, Ayo, Miss Charlie Angel, let the good brother fail. AKA, I can show you better than I can tell you. Therefore, I'm picking up what Cam Newton was putting down. # peace be still. And then he also said Alpha, Beta, Sigma, Gamma, Delta, and etc. I don't believe in ancient mythology. No disrespect, just a thought. but sometimes a strong woman wants another woman. Just my thought on the world we live in. Negative. For me, that's negative. Maybe for some other, but no.
I think here's the problem. I think for on the male side, here's the problem with the moment she starts to do this tug of war thing, we get into this whole tug of war with them. You got to stand 10 toes. We get into this that's where the problem coming at. When we get into the fight with them, nah, we're not about to get into this fight. We're not about to do this.
And my whole thing is, if I trust my wife to go to the store, get the groceries, if she tells me tomorrow I'm going to the store to get the groceries, I'm never going to question her going to the store and get the groceries. I'm never going to question that. My only thing is, if these women, strong alpha females, say they have no problem with submitting, say they trust their husband, then that means they trust their husbands. Now, do they trust their husband to pay the light bill, the water bill? Do they trust their husband? What do you trust your husband to do? Because I'm gonna tell you something. If you
Giovanna, what was
husband, then there should never be a question about what I trust him with.
Giovanna, what was your answer? What was your answer on
you cut me off.
Yeah, I did cut you off. What was your answer on being vulnerable? What was your answer on that one?
Let me see.
Can you be vulnerable enough to compromise your strength?
The last one, can you embrace? No, which one were we talking about?
Can you be vulnerable enough to compromise your strength?
Yes. That question wasn't on my
right.
questions.
It wasn't on there?
No. That's why I'm kind of answering on the fly because it wasn't on there. But
gotcha.
Can I be vulnerable enough to compromise my strength?
Allow him to be stronger.
Yes, I would like that.
Gotcha.
I want that.
Teresa said, sure, compromising her strength is strength. And every woman said that. Every woman agreed on that.
And brothers do that all
Shannon,
the time.
what would you say?
When we bite our tongue.
Shannon, what would you say? Can you compromise your strength?
It's not compromising it. That word compromise, and words do matter and the definitions of them do. So I would rather go back to the vulnerable part. Absolutely. He has to be able to handle it though.
Say it one more time.
He has to be able to handle it. Like, I'm gonna go back to saying that. In my opinion, men are responsible for men that I choose to deal with. He is responsible for me, in my eyes, to create that environment for me to be vulnerable, for me to just let down my guard with everything, for me to say, I can't take this anymore. I need you to bear, because there are things that go on in our lives that we want somebody else to be strong for us, because as women, we're already being strong for everybody else just by our nature, whether it's our husband, it's our kids. We're at that point in time, certain stage of life, we're taking care of parents, we're doing all this other stuff. Sometimes we want to be soft and vulnerable. And I think men need to understand that we do. At our core, we do. It's just, for whatever reason, and I will speak for me, it's not finding the right person that I can say, hey, I trust you with all of this. I trust that you have my heart. You have my spirit, and you are not my soul. You are not going to drop it. You are not going to hurt me. I can leave it in your hands, and I feel safe and secure. For me, that's all I want.
That's something that you get from God. That's something that you can't. Let me tell you something.
No, that is not. That is what the man was created to do. When you guys want to talk about
the man was not created. No, the man was not created.
Mike, I need you to stop for a second.
That's not why we're doing this. That's not why man was created.
Mike, hold on. Go ahead, Shannon. Go ahead.
You cannot come up here and want to say that we're the weaker vessels and that you're not. You as the man are created to do those things. We are created to be the nurturers. You are created to be the protectors, the providers, all of that. We should be able to come to you when you be the spiritual head of our household. But if you're not following the word, hold on, Mike, you keep talking now. I don't want to do you like I do Trent. Now hold on. I love you both with the love of the Lord. But I'm just saying.
How you gonna do Trent?
You guys have got to take the responsibility. I'm just gonna
again. Let's stop you for a second.
Hold on. At this point, I'm only speaking for me. I don't care about any other women out there, because at this point, I am so tired. I am so tired of not being able to just let it out. Like, I want somebody who I know I can depend on, who's going to be strong, who's going to be able to make the right, not even always the right decisions. Nobody makes all the right decisions, but who's not afraid to make a decision. Somebody who's not afraid to go out there and do whatever it takes. If I don't have a job, then you're going to go out there and you're going to get 2 or 3 jobs and make sure that the stuff happens and our kids are fed. If you don't have a job, I'm going to do what I need to do to try and pick up the slack. I'm tired of these little pink panty, mealy mouth wearing men who are not who want to say that they men or they want to be head of households, and they're not doing the shit they need to do to be the head of the household. Women will fall into place. They will be vulnerable. They will be soft when you create the environment as the man and as the man of God that you were supposed to create for that woman to be able to.
Okay, hold on a second.
He said, women, submit to your husbands as Christ submitted to the church. Now, when you can do that and you're doing it consistently, you're not going to have a problem with a woman falling into place. You're not.
Yeah.
All right, one second. Hold on a second.
That's wrong.
No, hold on a second.
The idea to
saying. Hold on a second.
Wait
a minute. Wait a second.
Right. The saying is right.
Everybody stop. Everybody stop. This is the thing I'm talking about. This whole tug of war thing. This whole thing. Come on. Personally, and this is what we're going to show at on this. Everybody has to bring their own personal chisels to work on themselves. That's what I'm talking. I've been talking about this the entire time. Personal chisels. And for the woman who's frustrated, maybe you need to make better decisions.
Absolutely.
Maybe you need to make better decisions.
Yes. Understand. Let me understand.
Maybe a better decision need to be made on who you're choosing.
Because if you drawing shit to you, shit draws shit. That's all I can say.
That people like to send their representatives, and that's how they get you until time goes by. Like, I will guarantee you. I was married before. I was married for 10 years. I was with my ex-husband for 15. He was not the same person that I met at 24 that he was. Hold on. That he was at 38 when we got divorced. He grew, he matured, he changed into whoever he was going to be. So it's not always about you drawing shit. It's about who you pick, where they are in their lives, and what path they're on. And at 24, 25, 29, you don't, as much as we thought we knew ourselves, we don't. I'm almost 50 years old. I'm still like, oh damn, wow. I'm a different person now than I was when I was 40, when I was 30, and damn sure when I was 20.
No, I wasn't calling you shit.
It's not always about shit drawing shit. It's not always about that.
Well, what is it then? Because
I mean, if I had to answer to that, I'd be happily married, for 30, 40 years at this point in the game. I'm still working on me. I can only tell you, and I just said it specifically, I am only speaking about me. Now, based on the comments, there are plenty of women out here right now who are agreeing with everything I just said because they understand where I'm coming from. And it's not a downplay. It's not a Mike, you're still talking and I'm talking. Like, come on, dude.
Shawana.
It's not a downplay when I say I want the man to be the man. I don't have a problem submitting. I want you to be that.
Shawana, you were saying, Michael, wait a minute.
Step up and be that person. Don't just pick here and pick there what you want to be the head of.
Okay, Shannon. All right.
Carrying package. That's all.
Shawana, you were saying, Shawana?
No. The first thing I wanted to say was that I agree with a lot of what Shan said.
I agree too.
But
I agree.
There was one thing that you said that started this, and that was when you said you can't expect the man to be whatever. And I'm not sure where that was going, but what she ultimately said, I agree with. And that is, if the man does what he's supposed to do, what he was created to do, the woman will have no problems stepping back.
But you see, that's the idea, but that's not always the case. Because you get some women who walk into this thing with a whole different idea, of what it really is. And so what I'm saying is when you talk about happiness and what a woman wants, this is the thing. You've got to know what you want, have an idea of what you want when you walk into it. You just can't say he's the man, so he's gonna provide my spiritual lead, he's got my spiritual covering, he's gonna be financially. But no, because the Bible says that the woman is the helpmate. So wherever the man is lacking, he should find a woman to sort of give that yin and yang, that balance.
It's 6 minutes after the hour. Let's get to the teachable moment real quick. Let's get back to this. Can
we keep going a little bit because we've got? I mean,
we can go as long as we want. That's fine.
Comments, unless we're gonna do a
we can definitely go get to the comments, but I want to get to this teachable moment real quick.
Because the only
thing, Michael, let's get to the teachable moment real quick. See the thing that you're doing, this tug of war thing. Let's get to the.
Wait, hold up. I'm not doing no tug of war. I agree with Shannon is saying.
Okay, so
there's some little nuances that I don't agree with. And
okay,
all
that's
I'm saying
fine.
is when we're talking about being spiritual about this whole thing, is that God created the man first. He took the woman out of the man. He told Adam that the woman would be his helpmate. So it doesn't mean that she's just there sitting there. But wherever you get a man and he's lacking in a certain area that you can deal with, your job is as a woman to cover that. The helpmate. They say helpmeet in church, but it's really helpmate. And so when you have a helpmate, in order to do that, you've got to come like this. So even though we battle sometimes, at the end of the day, the shit fall right in place and we chilling. There are some women that I have witnessed that I know that there is no this. They want all
enough.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, cool. Let's get to the personal chisels. And what I'm telling you, what I'm seeing. I'm telling you exactly what I'm seeing. Let's get to the personal chisel. I'm telling you exactly, and I'm gonna use myself as an example.
Back to him. You should have.
Yeah, we're back. Look, Michael, stop. Look at the banner. What it says, Trent. Right? Knock it off. Stop.
It says Trent with friends.
Listen.
Friends.
Michael, stop being combative. Come on. Stop.
Okay.
So my whole point is the personal chisels. That's just like it's like relationships are not supposed to be a tug of war and the great debates and all this other foolishness. Man, listen, what I find the most simplest thing, work on yourself, constantly work on yourself, and you get a better understanding of your mate, your partner, whoever. Constantly, instead of going back and forth, well, that's not my place, that's not my job. We work on ourselves.
But when you talk about a partnership, Trent, there is going to be this. You're going to get that. You're going to get that when you talk about cohabitating and being a partnership. What you're talking about is somebody who's living by themselves.
Yeah, okay, Mike. But let's go on. Karen, let's get to
personal chisel that you're carrying around is only for you.
Let's Michael, I didn't bring you on to be combative like that.
Else and
let's get to the comments. Let's get to the comments.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, that makes no sense what you're talking about. Let's get to the comments.
It's going down. Meet me in the... That's all I could think of. Sorry,
what are questions? What are comments?
Let's get to the comments.
Okay, so let me go back to Mark at 7:56. He said, a lion is going to be a lion. He doesn't need to hunt in the pride. The lioness and the young lions all fall in line. Only one can be king. Also, when a lion fights a lion, one of them is dying. Very true.
That's it.
Martine says she'd like to trust her man with everything. Absolutely. I agree with you on that one. Carla said she answered the question. She said overbearing can be a man is when a man becomes full of himself to the point where he forgets I submit because I took that role in front of God, but I'm no fool. Okay. Thank you, Martine. I got a bunch of hand claps probably when I was on my little rant a little bit earlier.
Exactly. See, like
I'm just telling you my truth. It don't even have nothing to do with what I think it's my truth and what I live right now. Mark said, oftentimes a woman has never seen a real one or a real man work his purpose. He doesn't need to do it on a woman's time. Okay, Mark, we're gonna move on because again, you are singular at work tonight. Okay.
Madison,
thank you, Madison. I don't know who Madison.
That's Kimberly. That's Kimberly. Kimberly's using Madison's account.
Oh, okay, awesome. She said bullseye. Bam. Thank you, Tammy.
Ivana, would you say, Mike? I wish I had a mute button for you to cut your ass completely off. So this is Shawana's moment.
Talking about.
This is Shawana's moment.
Who you got sitting by you?
Ooh, Shawana, girl.
Shawana, what'd you say?
Go ahead.
Me and her was agreeing. What is he talking about?
I don't know what
Shawana was saying something. She had a comment.
No, I was asking if Mark was married because I was trying to get a frame of reference.
Negativo.
Actually, not anymore. Not anymore. He was.
That's why he said he's singular at the job. We have this thing where we always ask Mark every week, "Are you single tonight?" So he gives us his status. Okay. So Tammy was agreeing with me. She said yes, Shan, with all caps. And Mark, look at Mark. Mark trying to be an instigator. Talking about, here we go. Let's get it in. Thank you, Donna, I think, was agreeing with me.
What up, Pooh Face?
Donna also says she's getting a drink. Right. I do it.
I got mine, Donna.
So Martine says sometimes two people grow through what they go through. Absolutely. And it leads to greatness and forever. Exactly. Sometimes they'll grow in different directions and it no longer works. Very true. Exactly. And then Carla said a lot of people cohabitate and change as times as they get older, which is true.
Exactly. So let me speak to the viewing audience for a second. I knew exactly what I was getting into when I allowed my very good friend of 1,000 years on. He's very combative with me. So we do this off, like Shawana. You know, Shawana is just unbothered because when I call him,
I'm always bothered. I'm always bothered, nigga. I'm always.
We're always the same way. I'll cuss him out, and that's normal for he and I. So we're good. So it's not a bad situation over there with him.
Right.
I'll probably be cussing him out right after this.
So if unbothered was a person, Shawana, your picture would be right there, honey.
We go through this all the time.
Girl, I'm so used to this. Listen.
I love it.
Well, let me tell you something. Awesome. Let me say this real quick. For all the people that are listening, understand this. Females, it's not up to me to solve her problems. When she has problems and issues, she can only voice those opinions to me. I can go to the Most High to say, how can I deal with this? But initially, the problem that needs to be solved, she's going to have to fall on her knees because she has knees, she has a voice, she has a heart, and she has a mind. And she needs to seek the Most High for herself. Everything, you can't put everything that you have into your man.
You hear what you just said? I totally disagree with you when you said that, Mike. Wait a minute. Hold on. I got to stop you right there.
That's not the role.
No. Stop it. What you just said, she has to do it herself. You are the head. What you mean?
I can guide her.
What you mean?
I can guide her to the man that's guiding me. But
she doesn't have to do it by herself, though, Mike. You're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to be the leader. That's how it's supposed to go. What you talking about?
There's something that she's going through that I can't even begin to equate. I can't understand it.
Well, you can't have it both ways, Mike. When you talk about everything. Wait a minute. On the previous podcast, you said there's a structure.
There is a structure, but that's
okay. So why is she going by herself then, Mike?
Understand, Trent? That structure is not a.
So why is she going by herself?
No, what I'm saying is,
I'm using your words on you. I'm using your words on you, Mike.
There's some things as a man you cannot begin to equate what a woman goes through. So I can only be here for you to talk.
You can't have it two ways, Mike. You can't have it both ways.
That's a problem for you.
You can't have it both ways.
You have a need. You have two knees. You have two hands. You have a heart and a mind. You can fall on your in that cloud.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Repeat what you said last week. Do me a favor. Repeat what you said last week. Where does it go first?
That's true, Trent. But we all have responsibility.
I need you to repeat it. I want you to repeat it right now. I want you to say it again.
It's God, Jesus, man, woman, and children. But
so why is she going at it alone? Why is she doing it alone? Why she got to go with them?
I did not say that, Trent. What I'm saying is, as a woman, you have to understand, sisters, you still can fall on your knees and go to the Most High for yourself. That's all I'm saying. You can't take your all in all and put into this man, because now you just cross into idol worship. This man is not your idol.
Shannon, how do you feel about that, Shannon? Shannon, how do you feel about that?
Feel about it?
How do you feel about that?
Y'all want the saved, sanctified Shannon? Y'all want the Inglewood?
I want the Inglewood because that's the real one.
Because I think that's a sorry ass, weak ass excuse, meaning you don't want to step up and do your job as a man.
Okay, so
it's not about, hold on, Mike. You've been talking all this time. So
I just said
fall
something.
Fall back for a second, Mike. Fall back for a second. Fall back for a second, Mike.
I want to ask a question first. I gotta ask a question because if you're going through something as a woman, how can your man solve that problem?
How do you know she's going through shit? You keep talking all the damn time.
That's what I'm saying. If you tell me,
come on.
If my wife tells me, hold up, I'm the only one married.
Stop.
I'm the only one married. Stop. What I'm saying is, if she tells me something, only thing that I can do is listen. That's all I can do.
You're not listening. You keep using this and you ain't using your ears, dude.
But my whole point, listen.
He asked me a question and you up here answering the question for me. That's not cool. No, I'm being very respectful. I really am, because you and your wife, your lovely wife, are a guest on tonight's show. Now Trent already knows how I am.
And he knows how I am.
Okay, then. But you are a guest on the show.
Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
This tug of war. I didn't want to tug of war. I didn't want to tug of war.
Now you being rude and disrespectful.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being real.
I didn't want to tug of war.
He asked me a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on a second.
So what I am saying is, I'm not saying, and if you misunderstood or mistook what I said, as I feel that my man or my husband is responsible for fixing all my problems and my issues. That's not what I said. Okay. I said I want to be able to be vulnerable, which means that I want to be able to pass all the what I may have built up inside of me, and have my man sit there and hold me and tell me, baby, it's gonna be okay. We got this. I got you. Now, I didn't say shit about him fixing my damn problems. I know how to get on my knees and go and pray to the Lord. I do. I don't need a man to come and fix my problems. I think I've been doing pretty good all this time for the whatever amount of years the Lord has had me on this earth. However, so don't ever think that I look to any man on this earth to fix my problems.
And that I
do expect my man to be there to be supportive, to be there to comfort me, to be there to support.
That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. What does that look like?
My whole thing is, listen.
I just gave you examples of what it looks like, but you too busy trying to think about what you're going to say, and you're not listening.
When I put my wife close to
all right, Trent, I'm done. We can end the show with this.
We're not doing that.
Now I'm getting frustrated and
calm down. Just everybody, just relax.
Don't get
it's not that serious.
I'm sorry if I offend you. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but all I'm saying, I agree with you, Shannon. You're right. I think I misunderstood what you were saying. The only thing that I'm saying here with all of this is when Trent talks about this God, Christ, man, there is a hierarchy, and we got off topic because we're talking about can a woman relinquish power that she has in corporate when she gets home. Mm-hmm. And all I'm saying is, because a lot of different topics have come up with that, and so there's no real. That's a solution. It's almost like I said, sisters who going through things, they've got to understand. You look at a lot, not you, not Shawana, but there's a lot of sisters that I've heard in the past that are going through things, and they're looking for this man to come in and solve issues like he should be there for me spiritually. That's not his place to be. He's not God. There's this song. There's this guy who sings this song. His name is Samoa. And he says, I want to love you. I want to hold you. I want to help you, but I'm not God. That's not
this is where let's the cooler heads prevail. So let's get to the teachable moment real quick. We're not gonna, like, honestly, Mike and I like this all the time, arguing back and forth. But let's get to the teachable moment real quick. I respectfully disagree with you, Mike, on her going to God by herself. I respectfully disagree. Hold on a second. Let me finish. I respectfully disagree. If you're the head, everything should go through you. If you running your household that way, everything should go through you. You did say she's the weaker vessel, man.
She's the weaker vessel. That's guide.
Hold on. Let's but I totally listen. I'm agreeing with them because if everything's going through the man, if she needs something, apparently she's weak with something. She's weak with something. Help her out. You don't leave her to go. Well, go to God with that because I can't help you with that.
Say that. What I'm saying is, bro, you still don't get it. Your job as a head is to guide how it should go, but you can't solve every problem. You're not God. God is the one who solves the problem. You can point her to the right direction. So if there's some things that Shawana has come to me with that I don't know, and I sit there and say I don't know. But my job as a man is to guide you to the source who can help you. You got brothers who don't even do that. You didn't know that. You didn't know when you was going through your situation. I don't know how to get through this. Both of y'all was sitting there twiddling y'all thumbs. You didn't even know what prayer.
I get your point, but again, I get your point, and this is what the conversation is about: respectfully disagreeing on different topics and what have you and whatnot. So I respectfully disagree on her going to.
Well, I'm the only one that's married 22 years.
I get it, but
because if he had the answer, why are you sitting here?
I get it.
All right. Make sure
I
you
get what you're saying.
All if I didn't get understanding. Because if we're going to do that, you got to understand your job as a husband is not to solve every problem in the house. It's to help me. She's my helpmate. So when I get some things I don't know. And
we're gonna get to the comments, man. These folks in here tonight. Really appreciate the all the support. It's been a hot topic. And I go back to my point on the podcast. I told Shannon this was gonna be a real hot topic.
I'm sorry, Shannon. I hope I didn't offend nobody because that's not what I was trying to do.
We good.
That's what it's about.
We good, bro. We good.
Okay.
That's what the conversation.
I don't want to offend none of y'all people out there in TV land.
He does it every week. Don't worry about it.
I do it every week, so we good. Everything's fine.
All the time. This is why he got
Mike, we can that's the thing, and I love debating, and I love other folks that like one of the first shows we ever did was about like I know I'm a sapiosexual, so I'm very attracted to intelligence and people who can go toe to toe and debate and have conversation, and we can do this. So not saying I'm attracted to you. I'm just saying I like it. I like to hear the dialogue and the conversation. The only thing I say to you is what I say to Trent. Sometimes you gotta let people get their point out. And
actually she did invite Shawana back, invite Shawana on. I wanted to get to Shawana's what she's doing. I think what she's doing is wonderful. I want to talk about Shavon for a second.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you, Trini. Are you giving me the floor?
Yeah, you got if this nigga shut his mouth.
Ladies, listen. There's this thought that when you're thick, when you're curvy, you can't be fly. I don't subscribe to that thought. And I've always had some thickness to me. And I've always wanted to be fly. And so because of that, I have decided to switch gears on my career path. And I'm going to fashion design school. And along with that, I just enrolled on Monday, the Fashion Lab.
Congratulations.
And I have, my goal is to make fashion accessible to what I call fabulous size women. So right now I've started, the way I'm doing it is I'm looking for designers that have the same level of inclusivity in their heads and minds, and they really want to help us look fabulous. And so I found some designers that I like. They don't all have what I would wear and what I would want to wear. And so I'm designing things myself. So I did my first design, and that was with no experience. My background is engineering, no experience, but I did it. And that's being mass produced out of China, but it's not being mass produced in a way that is these
Black excellence.
So I'm getting a high quality material. I'm learning textiles. I'm learning curves and how women are shaped and what we like and how to accentuate certain areas of our bodies. And so Von Shea has been birthed. I am in my pre-launch phase. There's clothes out there that I need to get rid of as a pre-launch. So I'm testing the waters during the pre-launch. And mid-June, I'm going to launch. I'm meeting with a brand leader, brand company, a company that's doing marketing and branding for me on May 9th. We're calling it Brand Day instead of birthday, Brand Day. And Von Shea is going to come to life. So follow me on Instagram, Von Shea Apparel. VonShea.com is my site where you can go and get some clothes. And I've marked everything down because I'm trying to get rid of all the pre-launch inventory. I have a full room full of inventory of fabulous clothes, and I'm servicing women from sizes 10 through 24.
Nice. I love that.
That's Von Shea. That's VonShea.com. It's actually up on the screen now. VonShea.com. That's my homegirl from Marrero. Y'all make sure y'all support. She fly. I don't know why she would just do it right here, but she fly.
Wait, not only
making that black girl magic happen. That's right.
It's black girl magic, and not only has it been with this dude, it's been for 22 years.
Yeah.
Beat that.
Okay.
Beat that. Beat that, Trent.
Yeah, and people wonder how.
Yeah.
People wonder how.
It ain't been easy.
Oh hell no! I'm doing that.
But listen, y'all. I have, and with any marriage, right? We fought like forever going into this. I have gotten to a point where I know how to just.
And sometimes you do that. You do that.
You're gonna learn that you know it's times where you just have to just let them have it, and then you get in when it's time to really get in.
Yeah.
But for the listening audience, Michael and I have been going this back and forth like this for close to almost 35 years, something like that. But
I'm used to this interaction.
You used to that.
Because I used to say that's offensive, babe. You don't say that to your
and that's why I want Chan to understand. Look, it's never with you. It's me and him. So after we hang up with all this, me and him gonna have some words.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't take it personally.
Hey, it's him.
Michael's the type of friend. He's been one of my best friends forever. But every year he asks me, say, "What you get me for my birthday?" I said, "I just renewed your friendship subscription, man."
Ooh.
You get your friendship subscription renewed.
I don't do birthday gifts. But okay, all right, I'll let you have it.
You get that renewed. But
get what renewed?
But here's the thing about it though. What Michael, just for the viewing audience, I'm a complete asshole. Michael accepts me. He's a complete asshole. I accept him and I love him.
I'm not a complete asshole.
Oh, so yeah, right.
Mm-mm. Let's go back to the Book of the Delta and find out.
Ooh. On that note.
Wait, what'd you say? No. I missed that.
He said go back to the Book of the Delta.
Wait, what did he say?
You missed it. It's over your head. It's done with.
You'll see it in the replay. Sir.
You'll see it in the replay. Exactly.
You'll be watching it tonight.
Exactly. Juan, I appreciate you coming on and
absolutely.
I think I want y'all to come back on again, but I don't want to necessarily talk about the vulnerability and the softness.
It didn't work.
I want to talk about what sex looks like after 22 years.
That would be interesting.
Very interesting.
So I think we need to talk about that.
Since
somebody on here like to say I like to talk about sex a lot. I think that should be the next step.
That is a good time.
Are y'all available? Are y'all available Sunday?
No,
are y'all available Sunday?
Sunday. What's the date on Sunday?
Yeah, we ain't got shit going on.
How you know?
We ain't got shit going on. Okay. Look,
you just proved Shawana point. You just
she got something going on.
You see what he just
did? But we don't have nothing going on. We never have nothing going on a Sunday.
That's a lot. 23rd.
I think Carla said you are Trent, and I believe she was referring to agreeing with you, saying you are an asshole. So yes.
Whatever, Carla. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so Sunday, I want you to have all your notes together. Trent, can you send them the link to actually take that assessment that we all took about our?
Well, this will be very fun. This is gonna be fun.
Yes. Yeah, let's get into the
going
fun
to be
stuff.
fun.
Because
it was fun. But
Donna said that's a interesting topic, great topic. She was married for 21 years. Yes.
Come on, Donna.
Come on in. Donna, you can come on in too. Yes.
It's all good. It's all good.
We want to hear. We want to hear how the spice.
Hey, but I did promise the viewing artist Mike. You have to just give him a little riff.
Oh yeah, the people been asking. The people are asking.
I'm hell bent. I'm hell bent on getting back to the music with your ass. I'm hell bent on.
Go ahead, babe.
Go ahead.
You owe Shannon that for.
I'm sorry. I hope I didn't come off too abrasive. I have that for a bad habit, and
I didn't cuss you out, so we good.
Oh, I curse too now. I'm good at it.
But she was about to end the show.
Oh, you about to end the show?
Not on my watch.
We good.
Not on my watch.
Good.
Go ahead, man. Do your thing. Do your thing real quick.
Shit.
You know I love that. Just
I can't do that one.
Me love. Come on,
Hey,
baby.
give me some Donnie, man. Give me some Donnie.
I love it.
Give me some Donnie, Mike. Give me some Donnie.
No. I give something to see. Shit. Man, I'm
always,
50 years old, still doing this. Okay.
You 50 years old, you should know that this is what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
And I've been drinking, so
hey, that's always an excuse.
Yeah.
Listen.
Ready?
Ready.
Let me see. Let me get my right key. Song.
Okay. Can't believe this nigga being this technical. Nigga, just sing.
You can't just sing like that. Anyway, here we go. I have never felt this. I'm messing up. Me throttle.
You did it. You were good.
Come on.
Have never been so much. In love before. What a difference a true love made in my life.
Some grown and sexy shit here.
Yes.
Of course.
All right, Mark and Alvin, y'all got your music.
So right. That's it.
There you go. Good start.
That's your next line next time.
Yeah.
Is that what got you? Is that what got you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You might have to put the red light up in the bedroom tonight.
I'm gonna find a red light for this light here, and when I do that, we're gonna turn it red.
Well, be prepared to share with us on Sunday.
That's gonna be a good conversation because there's a lot. Look, I've been talking to my friends lately about some things that men at this age we're starting to go through. That's gonna be a very good conversation.
Yeah, it's a good topic.
It's a very.
Okay. I like Carla said. How about 50 plus? Is that you mean 50, sex over 50, Carla? I'm assuming is that what you're talking about? We can talk about it all.
Yeah,
that's real good because that's for guys that happen sooner than 50. That I found out.
We'll know what it is.
You'll find out Sunday.
We'll find out Sunday.
Tune in.
All right, we will see Sunday. Martine, you have the last comment. She said we have her wide awake. She totally enjoyed the conversation tonight. Everyone, the comments and all. Thank you, Martine. I'm so glad we got to see you back on here tonight.
Martine at the D. She fucked him out the D.
From the D?
Yes, but she's here in the A-town now, so we got her.
Oh, she's an ATL now.
Yes, we still need to hook. We still need to connect, Martine, because you are not far from me at all, or a Georgia girl either. So we all still need to hook up.
Yeah, we
got you. Make sure you tune in. I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, and that is going to be our topic. So we will definitely talk about it all on Sunday. No holds bar, adults only. Don't bring your children. Bring a grown friend and bring your favorite beverage.
That's
good stuff. Good stuff. We truly appreciate the support throughout the years, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and just click that notification button and join the conversation, man. Really appreciate you, Shawana. I love you. Michael, you already know what it is.
Coming on and being such a good sport tonight. I can't wait to see you again on Sunday so we can get into this.
As a matter of fact, before we get off, where you live at, Shan?
I'm in the AT. I'm in Atlanta.
Okay, so we all need to get together. Maybe Trent, you can just drive up here or get here, and we can just do a little get together. And really
get together.
I love get-togethers.
Where are you guys at?
We're in Northwest Kennesaw area, I guess. Kennesaw.
Oh, that's right. You're in Georgia. Okay.
Yeah, so we're right here.
Yes, I'm south of the airport, so yes.
Okay, so yeah, Trent, you got to get here, bro.
Yeah, actually, Shawana used to host a conversation when I come through Georgia. She would do the whole pot of gumbo and all that stuff. The after hours conversation, all that stuff years ago, man.
You should have been
and actually, Shawana shot a lot of the pictures that I still use today.
And he never paid you. Good.
Well, if your condition don't keep you from going nowhere, we'll see.
Right.
With this condition, I don't know if I'll be able to travel.
Lane Lamont. We gonna call you LL.
Lane Lamont.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So we're gonna. All right. Appreciate you. Love you.
Good night, you guys. See you Sunday. Bye.
All right. You guys be epic.
Yeah, I got it. Look, you like the way I play the cards I'm dealt, huh? You like how I came up and stayed myself, huh? All that shit I said on my tapes, niggas felt, huh? Got it, can't lose it, gotta turn it into wealth, huh?
Keep the leg straight.
You like how I go hard and never fail, huh? You like how I stay down and lift the world up. I sold out, judging by the sales, huh? I'm a heavyweight, judging by the scales, huh? My name ring bells, plus it sell tickets. As I push past these thousands to these meal tickets. Hey niggas, get some bread, you gon' feel different. And you can feel net for looking at the world different. All black kids, all trapped in. All waiting on the day that we come back in. The all black bands with the black tint. Cause now you worth something, man. That's what that meant. Gold rollies. Gold Cubans made what you make off going gold way before music.
Look at the video.
Keep them squares out my circle, nigga, no Rubens.
Check out the vid.
Niggas learning just to hurt you like no Judas. Summertime, top off. Fake ass Louis, knock off. Young nigga, lost cause. Until I pray to God that we all ball. Dear Lord.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.